Craft brews and casual conversations. Rob and Drew with you. We're going to be drinking a pretzel wheat beer. This is Dudes with Brews on a Porch.
Yeah, man, it's time to dive into another great beverage. It's Dudes with Brews on a Porch. Gonna check in with my friend Drew for this week's episode. Who's he gonna talk to? What are they gonna talk about? And what are they gonna drink? What are you waiting for? Get your ass off the lawn and come on to the porch. It's Dudes with Brews.
For the intro music.
Post.
Yeah, post.
Happens in the post operations. Before we get things officially started, I feel like I have to do this. Kick my feet up.
Casual.
I do that every episode, don't I? Kick my feet up in the recliner.
Normally they're already up by the time I get here and you make your wife answer the door.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
She's not here today.
Yeah, today you had to get your ass off the couch.
It's been a long day today, Rob. And
I ain't knocking it.
Well, we'll talk about it in a second. But first,
if I had a wife, I'd make her answer the door. Not
Good.
that you make her answer the door, but I'd make mine answer the door.
She does. We're going to be drinking Pigeon River Brewing Company's Salty Knot. It is from Wisconsin. It is a Wisconsin beer. So you have to go someplace in Wisconsin probably to find it. It is in a place called Marion, Wisconsin, 54950. I don't know where that is. I don't know where it is, but it's in Wisconsin somewhere.
I feel like that's in the, I might be way off, but I feel like it's over like La Crosse or north of La Crosse,
Okay.
like so on the west side of the state, upper west, somewhere in that region. Well, up northwest of where we are, I think.
Okay.
I think.
Well, Rob,
southeast.
have you ever drank a pretzel?
I have not.
You have not, so not. Now you can with Pigeon River Salty Knot. The savory snack starts with a hefty wheat beer folding...
What was that?
Wheat.
What?
Wheat beer folding armloads of salted pretzels into the mix.
They fold armloads of pretzels into the mix?
They take armloads of, fold them. Their arms.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't
dump it.
Doesn't sound sanitary, but okay.
Well, they're probably wearing gloves, long gloves. And then if you're on board, we're tossing this one your way with some serious gusto.
Is that what it says, with some serious gusto?
Yeah.
I thought you were about to throw some knowledge at me with some serious gusto about the beer.
No.
IPAs? Or IPOs? IPSs? What's the
IBUs?
numbers? IBUs, that's it.
IPAs, UPS, the USPS, which we'll be talking about in a second. You pieces of shit. 4.8 ABVs, NA on the IBUs. It's not going to be very bitter because it's a wheat beer.
What does that MBAs mean? MSBNT?
IBUs? International Bitterness Units. ABVs, alcohol
ABVs,
by volume.
There we go, ABVs. Alcohol. You think I'd know this by now.
That's all right.
You're catching me. I haven't done my research.
Let's describe this beer a little bit. Very dark.
Yeah, I was surprised at how dark it came out.
It when you smell it, it doesn't smell pretzel-y. Maybe a little bit. You get a little bit of that down there.
I get a little doughy smell.
But it is dark. It kind of almost it's like a darker ale for sure. It's not your typical middle light amber ale. It's darker.
Yeah, that ain't amber.
No, not at all. It's more of a brown, I would say. Let's give her.
Yeah,
did you give her a sipperino?
I did not. I gave it a snifferino.
This is not the pretzel beer that I've had before.
I'm smelling something when I smell it, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Maybe it's the salt.
I don't get any pretzel taste to it. Do
It's been a while since I've had a pretzel.
Does it taste like a pretzel though?
I'm trying to.
Maybe not very. It's not very salty.
I did expect more salt.
Me too.
You know, it's beers like these that make me wonder if they just slap a name on it.
The one I've had a pretzel ale before, and it like legitimately tasted like a pretzel.
Yeah, but we get some of these beers where it's like they've got names like that, and it's like I really think that somebody in the brewery was just like, Al, what'd you have for lunch? I had a pretzel. We're calling it pretzel beer.
I get the wheatness out of it. Like
yeah,
a
but
wheat,
that's wheat beers are
made from wheat.
yes. There's a lot of different wheat.
There's not
beers.
a lot of salt taste to it. There's really not.
You got any salt? Can I throw some in there?
That would be disgusting.
You make a little salty dog knot, wheat salt.
Maybe.
Knot, dog.
How's your week been?
It's been a long week.
Yeah, it has been a long week. It's Wednesday, midday, and Rob, I've had a rough couple of weeks. Finally, was off a weekend,
Yep.
which was nice. Probably going to be off another weekend this weekend, which I look forward to.
You took a vacation day, didn't you?
That was 2 weekends ago.
Oh wow.
Time flies.
Yes, it does.
And I've noticed a few things, Rob. This winter I've been a lot more stressed.
Yes.
Very, very stressed compared to summertime. Summer and fall.
That's normal.
And I think, and I don't want to sound like one of those people, but I think it's because I'm not running as much.
You just sounded like so many bad types of people. The type of people that complain about whatever, the type of people that fucking run for fun, and just the type of people that are the type of people, because that's what you did.
I don't want to come off like that though, but I'm just going to be honest. I feel like because
Call the treadmill.
I ran on a treadmill yesterday.
It's not the same.
No.
It's I'm just joking, by the way. I don't, me personally,
I'm hurt.
I don't see the point of running. It's scientifically proven to hurt your body more than it helps. That's a fact. That's a truth.
No.
Ankles and toes.
Right.
Yeah. Your
I have a knee brace.
anal cavity. It all
Sometimes after a run, I do got to take a poo real quick.
Oh yeah. When I run a block, man, seriously.
But I think it is. I think that has something to do with it because
Vitamin D, man.
yeah, it could be that too.
That's a big part of it, and the running endorphins, and
Right.
but I bet you a lot of it has to do with that. Getting into the fresh air, getting under the sun, and letting those chemicals release, and getting vitamin D, and getting the nature. A treadmill doesn't give you that. It only gives you that artificial
And they don't need the one I run at the YMCA. They don't even give you like the fake screen.
Yeah,
that makes you look like you're running. So they play the fucking History Channel on there.
Yeah, running on a treadmill is the epitome of wasting your time.
It sucks.
And you're like, I'm running, but I'm going nowhere.
I've been in the same spot this whole time. It says I've ran a 5K, but I'm in the same place.
This treadmill is like a metaphor for the last year of my life.
So there's that, and it kind of just clicked to me today. I was just like, I really need to go running outside again, and I think it'll be less stress because I really had a pretty stress-free summer. I worked a lot, but no different than now, and I think that contributes to it. Also, something that really pissed me off, and something that I really hate. We're gonna steal the concept of things Joe hates this week. Only we're gonna do it in
lady bitch time,
lady bitch time, and we're gonna do it.
That's more. I think that fits with you better.
Our style, yeah, because I swear a lot. Joe's very professional.
Lady.
That's fine. Joe's very professional, and I like the way he does it. I can't do it because I have no restraint. But these fucking dicks at the United States Postal Service really piss me off. So I ordered some stuff. I ordered a Dudes with Bruce t-shirts and some stickers. I get an email the other day saying that my address was deemed undeliverable, and they got sent back. So now it's got to get resent, and I'm sending it to my mom's house. So,
well, that's the beauty of renting is that you can't use your mailbox.
Yeah.
Because you love putting your parents' address down. It makes you feel like a grown up. Right.
Well, there's that, and it's more of an inconvenience. I wanted
I feel like you should be able to call somebody in the GPS department of our government and say, "Hey, can you get the right nomenclature on the GPS coordinates so that my stuff doesn't get sent away?"
Yeah, and I'll get to that. But
you know that number?
No, but I'll tell you a conversation I had with the lady at the post office. But I ordered another thing, and it was for running. I ordered these compression socks that I like to wear when I run, and I got a knee brace. So
you're a guy that buys special stuff for running as well.
Yep, I am. And then I go to track it today at work. I'm on break. Our first break is at 1 a.m. Okay. So I track it to see if it got delivered because I didn't see the package on the table. I was supposed to arrive yesterday.
Yeah, you don't want somebody to steal it.
Yeah, so then I go and track it, and it says
no one would steal your running stuff.
Well, no one knows what's in there until they open it, and then they'd be disappointed.
Then they bring it back and they'd slap you.
I'm sorry, but then I go on the tracking thing, and it made it to Oshkosh, made it to Fond du Lac, and then I don't even think they tried to fucking bring it here. There's a notification saying that I moved. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't move. What are you talking about, move?
I'm trying to move. I can't without my running socks.
Right. And then there's like so it says I moved, and then it says returning to sender, and it was like 5:52 where it said that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I go on the United States Postal Service office, and this isn't the first time this has happened. This is not the first time it happened. Anytime I order anything off Amazon or I order a record from a band or something, it never fucking makes it to my porch. Ever. Never. And I don't understand why. Like, if you send me a card in the mail, boom, it's there. But anything I order never makes it there.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
FedEx will get it there, and UPS will get it there. But the United States Postal Service fucking doesn't get it there. And it doesn't make any sense. So I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I fill out a form to put a hold on it. I was like, hopefully they didn't send it out already.
Yep.
And I go there this morning, and then I was like, hey, like, this always happens. And I wasn't like a dick or anything like that. I was just like, but, what the fuck is going on? I ordered the stuff. It said I moved. I haven't moved. And I was like, this always happens. And then she's like, well, you needed to go to the city and talk to them about like your
passing the buck
about how it like shows up or whatever in the delivery system. And I'm just like,
why would you talk to the city? It's your system.
But she's, and that's the thing. She's like, well, when I enter your address and it pops up, and I was like,
yeah, for mail, I get mail.
Yeah, but I don't get this
packages.
Yeah, every time, and usually like I get it fast enough where I can go to the post office and grab it. But it's still inconvenient.
It's extra stressors that you don't need to have to worry about when you're ordering things.
And the thing that pissed me off the most was that I couldn't do anything about it at 1 a.m. And I was getting so fucking mad. I was like, now I got to wait fucking 6.5 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it gives you 7 hours to just give yourself a heart attack.
And I was like, God damn it. Like, I'm so fucking sick of this happening. I'm so sick. And you know what? Like, my mailbox isn't designed where you can put like a marker indicating that I have mail in there. So even if I try to send mail, the mail person doesn't take it unless I see the mail person at my door, and I go, hey, take this.
Do you ever think about just putting a box out there with like a lock on it for packages or what? Like, or not with like not a lock, but like.
Well, the thing is, they didn't even try to bring it to my place because they when they entered it in Fond du Lac or whatever, it just said I moved. It said I moved.
How do you go to the post office and leave without going, okay, type my address in?
They did, and it showed up.
And it shows up, and then go. Like, how do you leave, though, but when you go, then why is my stuff not getting to me? I'm not leaving here until you give me an answer as to why I get paper mail but not packages.
She said it's because of the way the city...
Bullshit.
I'm not one of those kind of people that does that, though.
Well, that's why you're going to have a heart attack. You got to let it out.
I can't do it.
I need to see your manager.
I can't do that. I can't be that person because I've interacted with that person so many times. It's every time that's happened, I've wanted to murder them.
But that's the thing. That's a beautiful thing about it. If you've interacted with them many times, You can blow up once, and the next time you see them, you be like, sorry, it was a rough day. And they'll go, I know you're not an asshole. I talk to you all the time. And it was a bad situation. And then you go, shut the hell up. Did you get my shit fixed?
I can't do it, man. And I was very frustrated. I got my package, thankfully. She brought it out to me, but then she's like, well, do you have a little bit of time? And I was like, yeah, like for what? And then,
to fix this.
And then, yeah. And then another added thing to it was my wife got a P.O. box because of the same reason. She gets these monthly makeup bags for $10 a month. You know, they have those subscription boxes or whatever. She has a makeup one for whatever reason. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's used various types of makeup, but it always looks the same.
I feel like we're wandering into a territory of things that you should not be saying in a recorded setting. But
anyway, so she got a P.O. box for the same reason, because they were like fucking
sending it back
because it was undeliverable. I had tried to order a pizza one time and they couldn't find the address.
This is a really bad part of the neighborhood, you know.
Is it?
No.
But it's just like, how is it so fucking hard to understand where the place is? And especially when you can say, oh, we're right behind this place.
Well,
off
it's
of
not
Main
even
Street.
that. It's the fact that you guy that drives the truck, you bring me my bills, and you also are the guy that delivers packages, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Okay, then why can you bring me my bills but not understand the package?
I just get frustrated, too, that they didn't even try to send it to me because for some reason it came up that I moved.
Yeah.
And I was like, no,
Which
I didn't
that's
fucking
disconcerting
move.
as well. Like, where did that come from?
Where did I move to?
Yeah, like who put in a change? And like, where did they even get that information? Because they get change of address.
And I didn't change it.
They didn't have a change of address. They just had there's actually a little thing in there that says this guy moved.
I don't know. And I'm so sick of the United States Postal Service. And the lady I interacted with was pretty nice. Before I've gone there many times, and they're dicks.
I have nothing but
good things.
I wouldn't say good things, but I have no problems with them.
I usually don't. Or sometimes they're dicks. But I was just very frustrated, and I made sure not to go in there heated because I didn't want to ruin this lady's day first thing in the morning.
Complain to Amazon. Bezos will get all over that shit.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, probably not. He doesn't own it anymore, though, does he?
Jeff Bezos? I think he does.
Oh, well,
he's got to own some stake in it.
Either way, I mean, go to Amazon and be like, I am a dissatisfied customer, and I am going to leave your business if you don't get my packages to my door. And they'll be like, if this guy does it, then 8 million people are going to do it. We got to get on top of this.
I will scream at the top of the mountains on my podcast about this poor,
guy's got a platform.
Shitty service that I have, and my tens of listeners
boycott Amazon. They're gonna feel it.
Yeah.
Well,
but now I'm just like, it's just another layer to my mission to buy a house, so then I can get a normal fucking address and not have to worry about motherfuckers not delivering my fucking packages, even though I might not use them right away, but I still fucking want them. Yeah. I've waited long enough, and I want them in my possession.
There's no reason that
I paid for them.
Yeah, that somebody else should get a Dudes with Brews t-shirt before you.
And someone else did.
Exactly.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Adam got his.
I don't go on Facebook very often.
Yeah, I
got to start.
And I want it.
Update
and you know, and I plan on buying like a solid amount of merch and stuff like that over time. But it's like, so every time I buy something on this fucking site, I got to send it to my mom's.
You could send it
to your place. Yeah.
You don't want it to come to my place, though.
Why? 'Cause someone will steal it?
No. They actually don't even put it out in front of the door.
Or you have to go to the office and get it?
Yeah.
I'll have to put it with you. Excuse me. With your name on it, though, wouldn't I?
No.
Well, they'd be like, Drew doesn't live here anymore.
That might screw things. Well, you'll probably get that Drew moved thing again.
He hasn't lived there for 3 years.
Yeah, right.
Did you live? How long have you lived there?
2 years.
Okay, so you weren't there at the same time I was.
Nope.
Memories.
So I went to KFC last night.
Was it finger licking good?
It was finger licking bullshit.
Why is that?
Listen to this story. You want to hear some incompetence, some ridiculous.
Okay.
I go and say, I got a hankering for a little chicken goodness and some mashed potatoes.
Oh, fuck yeah. That gravy's delish, dude.
Yeah, a little
I could
mashed
just drink
potato
that
bowl.
chip.
Yeah.
We should put that in here one time.
Right?
Just, 100% on the deliciousness, 1 pint of gravy.
I feel like we could find a chicken beer and put some gravy in there. A little meal.
That has to be made.
Yeah.
Can I do a side tangent real quick?
Yes.
If anyone there in Virginia is by Richmond, is that Virginia or West Virginia? I don't know. One of the Virginias, hook me up with that Lucky Charms beer.
Oh, for sure.
I think it's called Saturday Morning, and I want to try it.
I would like to try that
fucking
too.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
KFC.
All right. So go to KFC. Me personally, I don't like to go into places, or I don't like to go through drive-thrus. I like to go inside. Most people that know me, they know for whatever reason, I just don't like sitting in the drive-thru to get food. So I'm about to go in. They closed early. Only the drive-thru's open. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is literally like 5 p.m.
They closed early?
They just decided to close. I've never seen KFC as busy as it was at this particular day, and they closed early. They're inside. So I was like, all right, well, fine. I'll go through the drive-thru. So I go through I get into the drive-thru, and I get up to the little menu thingy, and they make me wait for a long time just because there's one car at the window. Like, there were 2 cars in front of me. The first one went, and then the second one, they obviously were waiting. And then as they pulled forward, the other guy pulled off, and then they made me wait almost until they got their food up in the car in front of me to take my order. And I was like, okay, whatever, I'll let it slide. Yeah, you guys are, you
make like the Goo Goo Dolls and let it slide.
Yeah, right. So then I placed my order, 2 mashed potato bowl combo things, and
2?
For me and David,
1 for you and 1 for you.
Yeah, it was David wanted 1 too, so I was getting
doing a bang.
I was getting my cousin some food
nice
too.
You know what a bang bang is, right?
No.
Where you go to one restaurant and you eat dinner, and then right after that you go to another restaurant and eat dinner. Bang bang.
I was not doing that, but good to know.
We should try it
someday for sure. So I get 2 mashed potato bowls and the combo things and a pot pie. Mm-hmm. So just for this is going to come into play later. The mashed potato bowls, they come with a mashed potato bowl thing, the main entree, a cookie, and a soda. So we got 2 Mountain Dews, and I had 2 cookies, 2 mashed potato bowls, and a pot pie. Get up to the window.
Yeah.
And I give them my money, and then they give me 2 sodas in the bag, and I was like, oh, I need the receipt. So, they forgot to give me the receipt. I had asked for it, so I had to wait.
Yeah.
Flag them down. They come back. I go, hey, I need the receipt. I'm sorry. It's for 2 people or whatever. And so they give me the receipt.
Yeah.
Then I drive away, and as I was thinking about it, as I was looking for the receipt in the bag, something didn't seem right. So I looked closer. They didn't give me one of the mashed potato bowls.
Oh.
So, and they're closed on the inside, so I can't just go in and go, hey, you forgot this. I got to go back around. There's 3 people in line again.
Jeez.
So I get up to the speaker and I go, yeah, I just came through. You guys forgot one of my mashed potato bowls because I ordered 2. You only give me 1. And they go, okay, pull forward. And I was like, pull forward or pull around? Like, you'll run it out to me. And they're like, just pull forward. And it's like, oh, so I got to wait in line again while my food in here gets cold? Oh, I was so fucking mad. I was so mad, Drew. I was very, very mad. And
the Colonel would be so disappointed in this poor customer service.
He would. And I get home, no goddamn cookies. Not 1 fucking cookie. They skipped me on 2 cookies. Oh, KFC.
Oh, man. That's a kick in the fucking cock.
It was.
Get it?
Yep.
KFC.
I was trying to think of something, but you got it. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Oh boy,
that hurt me deep down. But
have you ever erupted in in a retail establishment, or have you raised the voice a little bit and said, this is wrong? I haven't. I'm fucking I'm such a pushover, Rob. I just let everybody
Not right there
walk.
When you asked me a question and then just blew over the answer.
You said I haven't. I heard you.
Yeah, but you didn't even give me that. I had to sneak it in there.
How can you elaborate when you said you have it? I'm sorry.
It's recorded. We'll hear how there was no pause. I had to force it in there
because I'm having
I see that,
a crisis here. I'm such a pushover that even when I strictly like this has happened before. I've gone to a restaurant for all you can eat wings, and I say I want a half honey mustard and half. It's usually like garlic parmesan or mango habanero, and then they bring me honey or honey barbecue instead of honey mustard. And you know what I do?
Eat
it. And that happened when I used to go every Tuesday, but I haven't. It's been a long time since I've done it. But I used to go every Tuesday, and like 2 or 3 Tuesdays in a row, the same thing happened, and I ate it every time. And I really wanted that honey mustard. I wanted it because it's one of my favorite flavors on wings, and I just let it happen, you know. And then my wife's like, "Well, no, tell them they keep doing this." I'm like, "No, it's not the waitress's fault. I don't want to do this. I don't want to inconvenience them." And I blame it all on fucking Walmart. I'm going to burn some bridges right now, Rob. Are you fucking ready? Because if I get fired from here, from my current employer, and Walmart hears this, they're not going to hire me back. They won't bring me back. It's because of all those fucking assholes that walk into the door. They say, "Oh, I'm the fucking customer. I'm so right all the fucking time. I'm so inconvenienced that this fucking $100 thing was accidentally in a spot where it was labeled for $75. Now you have to give me my fucking difference. And if you don't, you're a piece of shit. And I'll talk to your store manager." And all these fucking little dicks that do that, and they swear at you, they fucking belittle you, you know, they fucking just rip on you for working at Walmart. "Oh, you're an assistant manager at Walmart. Blah, blah, blah. Do something with your life." And it's like, listen here, you motherfuckers. That's what I need to do one time. I just need to fucking, I don't want to do that to anybody else. I don't want to put that emotion onto somebody else because I know how it feels. And I know how badly you want to just go over and strangle these fucking people and be like, "Listen here, you fucking cock. I'm a person too. Treat me with some goddamn respect." And then you go home and you cry, and then you binge eat on Taco Bell. You drink a gallon of Mountain Dew. Then you look at yourself in the mirror the next morning, and you're like, "What the fuck are you doing to yourself? You're killing yourself slowly by just poisoning yourself over and over again." And that stresses you out anymore. So you go to McDonald's and you get a fucking Big Mac, and then you go to Burger King and you get a chicken sandwich, and then you go to Wendy's if there's a Wendy's around the corner, and then you fucking get a Baconator. It's delicious, but it's so bad for you. And then you gain 15 pounds in a matter of fucking 3 days, and then you just are like, "God damn it all because of fucking Larry across the counter belittling me for working at fucking Walmart for being a dick." And he's wrong.
We've lost Drew. We're going to be right back. See, now there's a difference between what those assholes at Walmart did and going, "Hey, I really wanted honey mustard."
Oh, God.
I really had my heart set on honey mustard.
I was really hoping I'd get some honey mustard. You got the honey part, but you got the glaze wrong. You got
and you're a honey. You're sweet. But I just need that. Now, food is a weird thing, though. I will say this, because for me, I always do worry about that because you don't fuck with the people who are touching your food, who are making your food.
Right.
So I don't think I've ever blown up in I've definitely never blown up in a restaurant about food, but I've definitely gone, "Hey, this is wrong." And most times they're going to go, "Oh, like they know that they made a mistake." You don't have to go, "Hey, this is fucking wrong and fuck you and you should never have been born and fuck your mom for you."
The problem is I've been around that. Like I've more than once is like when a person at the table was inconvenienced and they were such a dick to the person. I'm just like, stop, like just be nice to this person. But yeah.
That's the thing. Even like that's what I've definitely gone. Like I'll address it even like that. I'll go, "Hey, I ordered this and I got this," and just be like, right. "Hey, I know it's not your fault, and I'm just but if I could just get this, it'd be cool."
And so one time I did. There's a burger place that I used to frequent a lot when I was in radio because it's right down the street. And for a while, I would just get the fish sandwich. And I, like a couple times, it was really like ice cold in the middle.
Yep.
So as soon as I get to the middle, it's cold. The first time I'm just like, whatever, I just didn't finish it, you know? And then it happened again. And then at that time I went up, I'm like, hey, this is pretty cold. It was cold last week too. You might want to like consider cooking these longer. Just maybe that's what it is. And and the guy is like, oh man, I'm so sorry. Cause he knew I was on the radio. And I'm just like, oh, I'm not going to badmouth your business on air. You know, I've only badmouthed the city on the air. That's it.
How does it? Yeah, but you assume that's why. I've had that exact same conversation where they were like,
I know,
I'm really sorry, because they know that it's not like you bought the food and you expect a certain thing and it's their fault. Maybe it's not their personal fault, but it's their just the way you represented Walmart, they're representing that
true.
You know, and it's like to them, it's like you don't have to be an asshole. A lot of people don't get that. And because and a lot of us have been in that situation, like when I worked at Joe to Go or at Pizzaville, like I definitely dealt with assholes.
You worked at Pizzaville?
Yeah, I worked at Pizzaville.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Best pizza in Fond du Lac? That's an incorrect statement.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know about that.
That's what their slogan was.
That was so
such a thriving business that it's not there anymore.
Yeah, right. But you know, so there's definitely a way to handle things, and when things escalate, like I haven't the times that I've blown up on customer service people have been when they start talking down to me, when I'm doing nothing but being nice to them, and be like, I'm not trying to be this way or whatever, but I paid for a certain thing, and you know what? And if the order's 10% wrong or 15% wrong, I won't say anything. You give me cheese when I said no cheese. You give me pickles when I said no pickles. Okay, I'll pick them off or whatever. But it's like things like one of the things that actually taught me to start doing this was like McDonald's. When they started charging for barbecue sauce and then not giving you barbecue sauce, that was like, okay, I'm driving back around and I'm saying something.
Yeah.
And it's something little like that where it's like, okay, here's your barbecue sauce. It opens the door. You just got to open the door. Start small. Start with the honey mustard. Work your way up.
That was a long time ago. But I've had like people I've been on the other end where I was the customer and the person at Walmart was a complete dick to me. One time, you know, my son, I was checking out and my son had a little bit of a fuss. It happens, you know, and because we were waiting in line. That's the one thing I hate about fucking Walmart, dude. Now is there's 50 cash registers there, but there's one fucking person.
Yeah.
And it just, it drives me nuts. And I hate standing in there forever. And especially with kids, you know, because you got the candy right there. You got the impulse buys. And like it's designed for people with kids, essentially, because they're going to go, ooh, I want this candy while you're waiting.
Yeah, it's designed for kids or people who are like kids and can't.
Right. And then one time I wouldn't give my son candy. So he's like, a little whiny. And then I was like, dude, just chill. And then the cashier goes, oh, this is what happens when your daddy allows you to do this.
What?
That's what she said to me. And I was just like, huh? And I was just like,
oh, that's a situation where you go, no, this is what happens when you have 50 cash registers and a slow-ass fucking bitch working only one of them, and I got goddamn kids, and you got candy all in front of their faces, and guess what? They're fucking kids, so they want the candy. And I say no. And then, they want to have it, and what do you want me to do? Slap my kid in front of him? Oh, that would make me so mad.
And you know what I did about it? Nothing.
That's wrong of you. No wonder you're in this slump. You need to go back and find that woman.
I don't even know what she looks like.
I feel like all your problems started on that day. All your life problems.
No, I don't think so.
You were happy before that moment.
It wasn't that long ago that happened.
Oh, no, that's the kind of shit that I cannot handle. It's like, there's a way to, first off, cashiers should not be saying stuff like that. I will say this, that when I worked at Pizzaville, there was one time that I accidentally called a guy fat for finishing his food because he made a joke, and I still cannot remember the exact wording, but he said something about I was going to bust his plates, and he made a joke, and the joke I made back at him was like, I was like trying to play off his joke, but I did it so poorly that I was basically like, you're a fat ass because you ate all this food, and it offended him. And we just kind of had a moment of like, where he was like, I could see it on his face, but he didn't want to be like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And I just was like, I avoided the table for the rest of the night. And
I went there. I went there. It was still open when I was in radio, and Pizzaville was one of my clients. And I had one of the jokes was I have this curse of anytime I go try to sell a business advertisement, they go out of business. And sure enough, Pizzaville was one of them.
But Pizzaville went out of business because
no one went there. No,
they actually had a lot of business. They were busy.
Were they?
Yeah.
Not towards the end. It was always empty.
But Jacques, he sold it for, I think he had health reasons, health issues. Yeah.
It was funny because I go there and I was just like, and a couple of weeks later there was a for sale sign.
It was at the end. When, yeah.
But that happened with like so many of my clients on the list, which, kind of stems.
They waited too long to buy advertising.
Told you so. Yeah. But, it's funny because one of my biggest issues with radio was that I wore a lot of hats, like I had responsibilities, and one of those would be sales. But, when they throw me more clients, and half the time they were already out of business.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, a lot of good this is going to help me.
Yeah, you're not getting that commish.
That was the biggest problem, man. If it wasn't...
Can I say this? I think I speak for the entire listening audience when I say I'm going to give you an assignment for this week.
Blow up at somebody?
Not blow up at somebody. Calmly and rationally let somebody know when they have wronged you and you're in the right. That's it.
What if that doesn't happen?
Well, then it will happen. Okay. You've just trained yourself not to notice it when it happens little times. But okay, if it doesn't happen this week.
You said good morning?
It's not morning. It's afternoon.
You fucking idiot.
But I'm not saying do that. I'm saying just like, okay, it will, in the next couple of weeks, if something happens where you get the wrong order or somebody is like, cuts in front of you in line or anything like that, or you're like, I gave you a 20 and they're like, I gave you change for that. And you're like, yeah, but you owe me 3 pennies. And they're like, no, I gave you the 3 pennies. Be like, no, step in and go, you didn't, you're wrong. And you don't have to be an asshole about it.
Yeah.
But just try it for all of us here for the listeners.
Even when we went to that brewery.
Yeah, that's that's perfect example. I watched that happen from across the room, and I heard the guy go, well, we can just give you another one. And I was like, don't let that happen. I was just up there, and I just said right in front of that guy, I don't want to drink anymore. And then he pulls that, and I was like, Drew's definitely letting this happen right now. It's like, it's going to inconvenience them to change
What happened was we used our hot passports, and it's supposed to be buy one, get one free. They didn't give us a free one. So I asked about it, but they already had put it on my card.
All they had to do was void. They hadn't even printed the receipt at that point.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, well, whatever. They just had to void the order.
I guess.
That's it. That's all it was.
We'll get a free one on the next way up, though.
Yeah, now we get... yeah, we will. We should get 2 free ones because now we got to drive back there.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like it's just...
I'm sorry.
It's fine, but that's a perfect example of a perfect time where you could go, no, that's actually kind of inconvenient for me because I live 45 minutes away from here. I work third shift, and this is kind of like the only day in the last year that I've had to go and do something with a friend, so I don't think I'll be getting up here anytime soon.
Right.
So please, but I guess that's a long walk to the cash register, so yeah.
You don't gotta cut me down like that.
I wasn't trying to cut you down. I guess
it's a long walk to the cash register. I don't know. A little thing about this beer here. So I finished mine.
I'm getting there.
Now I didn't taste the salt, but my lips feel like
I actually was just having. I just had that like my lips stuck to my teeth kind of.
It feels like I've consumed salt, but I didn't taste it. So I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I thought this was the one that I had before, but it's definitely not.
It's not bad. I mean,
it's not bad. No, I'm not saying it's bad by any means. It doesn't say when it was bottled. Usually they do.
Are we already coming up on the time to where
I have no idea. We're using
I didn't set it to seconds for you.
We're at bars, and I don't know what that means. I have no fucking idea how long we've been doing this, how long we haven't been doing this.
If you go up to bars there.
I don't want to mess this up. Is he going to mess it up?
No, just click on that.
Scared.
Go to seconds.
Oh, okay. No,
we got plenty of time.
We got plenty of time. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
There totally was, and now I can't remember it. But I got it was.
So I just need to stand up for myself. But the thing is, like with my wife, I bust some hard truths on her sometimes.
No, I know that. Like you, even with me, you have no problem. Like I wouldn't say no problem, but like we have a flow where it's like, hey, I have this idea, maybe this or maybe that,
right,
or whatever. It's
right.
Like, and I'm the same way as you are to an extent. I don't think I definitely used to be a lot worse, where I would like just let people completely like be like, okay, like there might have been a day where I wouldn't have even gone back when I didn't get a meal. Like I've been like, okay, well,
yeah, I
don't want to like just because of anxiety or whatever, but it really like all it takes is doing it a few times and realizing that there is a way to do it. Like you can do it without being that guy that you don't want to be.
Right.
You just have to do it your own way. You know, it's like,
yeah.
Use your sensibilities. And
now we have to go out to eat just so I can try to get inconvenienced or something.
Well, I know we can go to KFC, and I'm sure that they will fuck your order up 4 times.
But on the other side of things, so say you went through the drive-thru at KFC and you got 3 mashed potato bowls.
That's a bullshit argument.
Would you go back and return and be like, hey, you gave me this?
You know, I have done that. I have gotten extra food and taken it back.
Do they let you keep it?
No.
For real?
No, they don't let me keep it.
What do they do with it?
Because it's an order that probably is for somebody else.
Oh.
Like they don't like no, most times they make the right amount of orders, but then it's whoever's putting it in the bags that mess up, you know? And it's like a lot of times when your food doesn't get in your bag and you go back and they go, "Oh, are you the guy with this?" Because we have one sitting on the counter that we don't know where it goes to.
Yeah. And then you're like, "Make me a fresh one?"
Yeah. You should. I've had like, you know,
but I wouldn't.
I mean they have they put it's in under the heat lamp still, but it's like, I mean, if it's only been like a minute or so. But that thing with KFC, it was like I literally had to wait in the drive-thru in the cold, and like with my food and like half the food, I gave it to David. I took the new one or the one that they gave me, the second one. That was my fee for driving.
Yeah, you went out of your way to go get it.
Yeah.
Was he in the car with you?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I did all the work.
Another thing my wife scolded me about. So she had got some food and she had leftovers in the fridge, and I didn't eat them. I wanted to, and then I saw her eating it, and I was like, I was gonna eat that, and she's like, she's like, you always eat my fucking leftovers, blah blah blah, and I was just like, hey, normally you like, I was like, the last time you had leftovers, I waited at least a day and a half, and you didn't eat it, so I ate it.
Do you consider a situation like that? Can your spouse steal from you?
If it's in the fridge, if you had the opportunity to eat it all at the restaurant or wherever, and you didn't, and you put it in the fridge, and it's been a solid 24 hours, it's fair game. Fair game. 100%.
It's survival, you know. You gotta eat.
You gotta eat. And, you know, I like to eat. I'm a fatty.
We all like to eat.
Some people don't. I've met a person that thinks eating is an inconvenience, and I'm like, wow. And I thought I had a sad life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He just eats because he has to eat.
I feel like
I eat because I fucking love food.
I feel like somebody that's thinking in those terms is like,
Caveman.
They're like adrenaline, like they're like climbing mountains and shit, and they're like, God damn it, I gotta stop and eat again, and I gotta take a shit. God, yeah, this just, you know, first you put it in, then it comes out. I need to be climbing this mountain. I need to be biking.
One of those people
I need to
that like
jump off a cliff.
That they're so healthy that they like shit 5 times a day.
Yeah, so like apparently it's like healthy that if you right after you eat a meal, you shit out the meal previous to the one you just ate.
Oh, really?
Apparently.
Huh. I've
never been on that.
I've never been to that level.
Never been on that boat. But
yeah.
There was something I wanted to bring up back when we were talking about the post office.
One thing that ran through my head, Rob, is I don't think it's irrational, but when I saw that, like it said, like the notification that it said it moved, I was like, if that fucking person upstairs answered for my package and said I moved, I will lose it.
That's I'm just going to say that you just brought up an interesting thing that I think a lot of people do. And that's they make up scenarios in their head that probably don't happen. But you go down this idea of like what you're like. I do that. I do that all the time. Where I'm like, if I do this and like, if that person's probably gonna think this and say this, and then you get yourself worked up in this whole thing, and then like when it all plays out and it's like, and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do that because of this. Oh, that's cool. Find somebody else. And it's like, oh, that's definitely not the huge argument that I got into my head because of what I thought that you were gonna say.
Right.
Yeah, like
probably added to
or whatever.
The stress that I had.
That's totally like I've totally done stuff exactly like that where it's like I bet you this person did this.
I was just like, oh man, I'm gonna be so pissed if I find out like, oh yeah, we went there, but they said you moved. I was like, oh you motherfucker.
Yeah, that's.
But I could.
That might be.
I could see that as a possibility, though.
Yeah, that's
definitely not out of the realm of things that they've done. So
yeah.
I can't wait to move, man. It's got to happen soon. It's got to.
This week?
Nope. Damn. Not even next.
Well,
one day.
One day at a time.
It's got to happen this year. Or I just might throw myself off a bridge.
With a parachute? Bungee cord?
Onto a big old thing of pillows. How many pillows do you think it would take? Quite a bit. Quite a bit.
That would be
a good Mythbusters experiment.
I think we should just start saving up, and all the money from merch we'll buy pillows with. And
we can buy Dudes with Brews pillows.
Go throw them in the.
That's a good PR move right there.
Go throw them in the Grand Canyon, and then we'll jump off the Grand Canyon and land into a thousands of Dudes with Brews.
I think you need more than thousands, but
how would you need more than thousands
for jumping from the Grand Canyon? How deep is that?
I've never been there.
I've seen it, I think. It's I feel like it's a pretty deep crevice. You would need with like.
You don't think you could follow a mile onto 1,000 pillows?
No.
Thousands of pillows?
No.
I mean thousands. No. Thousands could be 9,999 pillows.
I feel like you would need at least, I don't know, 30 to 40,000 pillows.
Okay, so tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands. Yeah, I feel like you need a lot because if you're falling that far, you're getting some momentum, dude. You're coming crashing down hard. You probably need 1 million pillows.
You don't need 1 million pillows.
100,000.
Well, Mythbusters. We got to call Mythbusters.
That would be the biggest publicity stunt ever, and I feel like that's what we need to just skyrocket the Dudes with Brews listenership.
Yeah, we're not even talking about jumping to the next level. We're talking about jumping to
the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, Grand Canyon level.
Yeah, and people
jumping the shark.
All of a sudden, people are like they look and they see this person falling and screaming, and all of a sudden, it looks like you got an overhead shot like in the Roadrunner cartoons.
Softest comfort landing in Dudes with Brews. Welcome home.
And we'll go. And then after we'll tape it all, okay? So we fall down the Grand Canyon.
You need a helicopter
onto all these
for a down shot.
All onto these Dudes with Brews pillows, and then people will be like, "Wow, what's Dudes with Brews?" But then the kicker, Rob, is when we emerge from the, we got to get up out of the pillows.
You might suffocate.
And then we'll go, "Boy, I thought these pillows were soft, but not as soft as MeUndies."
Yeah.
And then MeUndies catches on, and they give us our own promo code.
I think if we told them about that line beforehand, they would be like, "We'll release Dudes with Brews MeUndies."
That would be fucking killer.
That's a great,
yeah.
We need some investors.
I think we're on to something.
Yeah.
if you're looking
if you want to invest in our
a small fortune into hand or not handmade, but nice pressed pillows with our logo on it.
Anybody that donates gets a pillow at the end.
You'd be a part of history.
Yeah, you might even get 1,000.
Yes, you will never need another pillow for the rest of your life. I think this is a possibility, Rob. I like this idea.
I gotta say, something sounds very comforting about falling, jumping off the Grand Canyon and just landing in a cradle of Dudes with Brews pillows and
plus MeUndies
and wearing a pair of Dudes with Brews MeUndies.
I like it.
That sounds like heaven to me.
I would agree. And then, then we become the next Joe Rogan. Celebrities want to be on our podcast, like, fucking.
I'd rather be the next Dan Harmon.
Okay. And maybe we talk to Oprah. Oprah comes on and she drinks a beer with us. I don't think Oprah's ever drink a beer on some sort of show.
She strikes me as more of a wine drinker, so maybe you could get the Rubaeus. Rubaeus.
It's funny. I posted that on Instagram and someone comments, it's my favorite.
You don't like beer then?
Well, then they probably do. They just probably have a more advanced palate than I do.
Wrong.
Oh.
Wrong. You need to go back on there and tell them what's what about that beer.
I did tell them in the description. I said it was pretty meh.
It was just not beer.
I said Rob liked
juice. It was juice.
Juice.
Sipping on
gin and juice.
Dudes and Brews.
I like that.
Laid back with my brews on. I don't know. With my mind on my brews and my brews on my mind. No, that doesn't work. I was listening to the Business Wars, and it's the East Coast versus West Coast.
Casual conversation, craft brews all the time.
Yeah.
Shit.
We ain't two white guys in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Well,
we can go. What? Mid Coast, Great Lakes, motherfucker.
Midwest.
Yeah. Midwest for life.
Gets cold.
Dark autumn type colors, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. As the motto.
One thing we didn't talk about that I'm sad about. Brody Stevens died.
Oh yeah! Wow. That was really crazy to hear.
It was weird because, only a few times has a celebrities or a person that I like watch or listen to passing really bothered me. So
you don't have a lot of experience with death, do you?
No, not really. A couple, but not much. Which is one of these days is going to kick me in the ass probably. But yeah,
the longer you wait, the more the closer together it's all going to hit.
Right. I mean, it just unfortunately sometimes that stuff happens. But like Robin Williams, when Robin Williams died, I felt pretty sad because I really like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And then when the drummer of Teenage Bottle Rocket died, his name is Brandon Carlisle. That really hit me because I listened to Teenage Bottle Rocket for well over 15 years.
Yeah.
And and I was really sad when that happened. I didn't cry or anything, but I was just like, it's just weird when you feel so connected to this person through their music. You saw them live and stuff like this, and it's just kind of a part of your life because you can listen to a song and it brings you back to different times in your life. At least it does for me.
No, yeah. I mean, these are people that whether they help, musicians especially, help you get through things or that you use to garner emotions. And
yeah. So I was really sad when that happened. And then when Brody Stevens, this was a couple weeks ago already, I was really bummed because I'm a pretty, I like to think I am a pretty big connoisseur of stand-up comedy. And Brody Stevens is there'll never be another Brody Stevens. There'll never be anyone even closely like Brody Stevens. It's the way he, and then, of course, when he passed away, I was watching even more clips and stuff, and I'm just like, dude, you'll never see anything like that because it's half the people didn't get it.
Yep.
And half the people did. A lot of comedians got it and stuff like that. And I was just like, this is, I don't know, it bothered me, and I felt really sad.
Yeah, it is interesting when somebody
that you've never met,
that you've never met, passed away, has that much of an effect on you, and it's.
But it also shows you how important that they were then.
Yeah,
too, you know. So yeah, it sucks that happened, and I mean, I don't know that I would have ever seen him live because he didn't really tour much. Predominantly just did stuff at the Comedy Store, which I would love to go to. That's
the thing. One of the things I need to do pretty soon, because it's not going to happen forever. But I need to make a trip out to LA, and I want to go see a live show of the Harmontown podcast.
Okay, yeah, that would be cool to go to. And I really want to go to the Comedy Store because that's like where you see. Like if I lived in LA, I feel like I'd be there all the time, but that's where you see people testing their material. Like you see it. I think that'd be pretty cool. You know, you're there for one of the first times they're actually trying to joke, and then you watch it on the special, like polished and perfected. Yeah, yep. I think that's really, to me, that's just really interesting. Like, cause I've always secretly have wanted to try stand up. I don't know that I can do it. I don't know what I would do, but just the process of writing an idea on a piece of paper, presenting it, and then saying, well, this didn't work, try it this way, and then tweaking it and stuff. And then until you get it down right. I just think that's really interesting.
Well, and that's the thing, like I honestly, like, especially like talking with like my therapist and stuff, like, because one of the things that I've always had, I do have a problem like connecting with people in certain ways or whatever, or like even growing up, like I would have like a best friend that I would hang out with nonstop for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden I'd move, like get a different cut. Like this is back when I was younger, or whatever. But like I had always thought of it as like, oh, those people got sick of hanging out with me or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like my therapist like kind of opened my eyes to this idea that it's like, well, like what is there to do around here?
Right.
And in the area that we are, there's like once you hit 21, there's bars.
Yeah.
There's basically like everybody that I hung out with. Like there's when I skateboarded, I was young and able to do that. And then there's people that did drugs and drinking. Well, now I don't participate in that. I'm not a big drinker. I don't partake in like the things of Wisconsin culture very much. Mm-hmm. But if you get to like the culture of people out in LA, where it's like, you could literally go and do stand up or whatever and meet people that are like, hey, this might be funny if you try this or that. Right. And then you get like writing partners or friends that are like, when I hear stories about comedians, especially, they've known each other all the way like for the last 25 years, and they've helped each other throughout or watched each other grow as comedians and writers. And that's what like bonded them together. And it's like, I don't find a lot of people that are interested in actually like collaborating or writing or.
Well, when I hear even like the story, Bert Kreischer, a stand-up comedian, he really took off after he had that special and he told the machine story.
Yeah,
he told that story years before on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yep.
He's still a stand-up comedian. He had a show on the Travel Channel, Bert the Conqueror, and stuff like that. But he told that story, and I'm pretty sure it was either like Joe Rogan and it might have been Ari Shaffir said, you need to put that, you need to tell this story on stage. Like you need to work this into your act. And now that he does that at the end of every show, that's his encore.
Yeah.
And people, and it's a weird thing. It's kind of like an Andrew Dice Clay thing where, most comedians, after they do a special, the jokes are gone. They start new. But Andrew Dice Clay had an interesting, such a dedicated following, and people loved that character that they know the jokes, but they want to hear them. They want to hear that.
It wasn't. Yeah, Carlin was the one that really started doing the throw your material away and do new specials. Because before that, like there's like vaudevillian ideas of like, okay, here's the slapstick like
that's true
joke setup, and there's comedians that even still have that setup now.
Jay Leno still uses the same material he's been using for the last 30 years. Yeah. I hate Jay Leno, by the way.
Most people do.
He's a douche.
But
most people hate him.
I think a lot of people do.
I listened to him. So
he's the butt of a lot of jokes.
He was on the Pete Holmes podcast, or not the Pete Holmes. I'm sorry, or what? No, he was on Armchair Expert with Dak Shepard. I don't know if you ever listened to that. It's pretty good. And I listened to it just because I just wanted to continue my hatred for him. As weird as that is, I just wanted to find more reasons not to like him.
Yeah.
Because first of all, he fucked over my friend Conan O'Brien. You never do that.
I know don't
you ever fuck over Conan O'Brien? He is a god to me.
Gotcha.
But anyways, he said something to me that actually made like 100% sense. Like and I was just like, it made me actually respect him a little bit more, because they were talking about money, and he's like, you know what? He says they say money doesn't buy happiness or whatever. He's like, but I'm pretty happy because he's rich.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just like, thank you, Jay Leno. I'm glad I'm glad somebody said it.
There's a difference, though. Like the reason that they say that is because most people that are rich, once you get to a certain point of having so much money, then you have business managers and you have your money working for you. So it's just as stressful because you can lose the amount in a day that, like, if we take a day off work, the same percentage can get lost and fluctuate. It doesn't matter. It's all whiny bullshit. If you're rich, stop whining and try and be happy. And you know what? It's like
Jay Leno's pretty fucking happy.
Yeah,
I mean, clearly
and he might just be, and that's why he's not funny, though.
Could be
part of the reason.
Yeah, I don't think he's very funny.
But like, I don't know. I lost the train of thought. What were like? Okay. So like, even with Andy, Andy Starr.
Yep.
Andy is a buddy of mine from way back. Somebody that kind of permeated, that I didn't hang out with all the time, but always went. We were good friends, and he did stand up like 5 years before I tried doing it, and he would always say that to me too, where like we'd be talking about stuff, and like I'd say something and he'd be like, "Oh, that's funny. You need to write that down and write that into a joke." Mm-hmm. And I would be like, "I don't know how you would ever write that into a joke, but I would write it down. I have tons of notes like that, and But I later found out that he writes jokes differently than I do. I write story jokes. He writes one-liner jokes, or whatever. But it's fun to have somebody that's on the same wavelength, where it's like, hey, that's you should write that down for this, or hey, this would be good for this story, or whatever. Like, you don't find a lot of people like that around here, and that's why I like doing this, because you're one of those people that like to just create content or
I'd like to say this
yourself out there.
I'd like to say this is comedic, but I don't know. I don't know how many people listen to this and laugh.
Neither do I. Probably less since I've been on it, because I tend to get to say things that are like that, like they're not necessarily funny, but whatever. I can like I said to you earlier, like I can only be myself and hope that people are okay with it.
Yeah, you're fine.
Hope that they're okay with me being me for an hour a week. I think that's about as much as people can take.
That's not true.
Talk to my family. I haven't talked. I got my hour in a few days ago, so I won't talk to them for another few days.
Okay. I haven't talked to your family in quite some time, but
they all miss you.
I miss them too.
But they never call me either, so it's not
you. We drank Pigeon River Brewing Company Salty Knot Pretzel Wheat Beer.
Salty Knot, it's in the title.
Salty Knot. And
it's a pretzel beer, Salty Knot.
I get it. But like I said,
they played a joke on us.
Like I said,
fell for it. I'm going to keep cutting you off.
Damn
it.
With the saltiness of it, I didn't taste it, but I feel it on my lips.
Yeah, that is weird.
It is weird. It's a good beer. It is a good dark. It had a good taste to it.
I'd say try it. Yeah, for
sure. If you're around and you want to give it a shot. But me personally, I did not taste any pretzel aspect to it.
If there was no label on that beer, there's no way that I'm going, oh, that tastes like salt. That tastes like pretzel. That tastes like a salty pretzel. Honestly, even if you gave me 3 beers, 2 of them were whatever, 2 of them were Coors, say, and the third one was that, and then you blind taste tested them and said, which one is this? Is the salty pretzel beer? I don't,
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it's bad.
It's not bad.
I said I finished it.
I finished it too.
I think it was good. It's a good wheat beer, but I was anticipating and I was kind of hoping for that pretzel taste.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it. So I say drink it, but maybe once or twice.
Don't go in with your expectations high on the pretzel and the salty pretzel flavor.
Right.
There's probably other wheat beers that you could drink over this one that would get you, give you what you want.
Yeah. If you want to support this fine program, Dudes with Brews on a Porch, hit us up at on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at Dudes on a Porch. Like us on Facebook if you want.
Is it at Dudes with Brews on a Porch or at Dudes?
At Dudes on a Porch on Twitter. Dudes on a Porch at gmail.com if you want to email us. If you want to pick up some merch, tpublic.com/dudes with brews.
The merch is cool.
The merch is cool. You can get mugs. You can get onesies for your babies. You can get sweatshirts. We have 2 designs. We have
laptop cases,
phone cases, shirts, a bunch of shit. And then you can get the regular logo, or you can also get the little image, the graphic we made for the Strange Brew, which I think is pretty cool too. Yeah, help us out. We need some new stuff.
And you need some new stuff.
I need some new stuff.
No, our listeners need new stuff.
Oh yeah, you too.
New sweatshirts and T-shirts.
Right.
Well, let's help each other out.
Yeah, and I encourage you to buy some stickers. And what you do with those stickers, buy 2 or 3. Keep one for yourself, and then give one out. It's like the turtle doves in Home Alone. You keep one for you, and you give one to them, and you'll be friends forever. And then you stick one on a pole.
Yeah. Yep.
I like that.
Guerrilla marketing. And then how great would it be if you were walking down the street and you could talk to people about listening to Dudes with Brews?
Yeah.
Did you hear Drew go on a rant last week, or did you hear Rob hate himself last week, or
self-deprecation at its finest?
Yeah. Or did you hear that great interview with Joey Briggs?
Huh? Don't say that yet. We haven't talked to him.
That's just a name I came up with out of nowhere.
Well, I'm working on setting that up. I gotta message him again.
You can edit the name out. I'm sorry.
No, I'll keep it.
I didn't know if it was a secret.
Oh wait, we're hoping to talk to Joey Briggs from the band The Briggs.
I'm gonna say that's your homework. Don't say no. Don't take no for an answer.
He already said he'd do it.
He'd already said he'd do it. So you didn't want to inconvenience him by asking him to do it after he said he would do it.
He's on tour right now, so I have to wait till he's not on tour.
But still.
Okay.
Don't let him forget.
He won't. He's a nice guy.
Is that the guy that you said that you asked and he said yes, and then you were like,
no.
I didn't want to. Get that guy.
He was in Disneyland this week. So I'm definitely not going to email him now when he's at Disneyland. Next week.
Email him right now.
I'll email him next week.
You get him.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Have fun, y'all. It's a me. Goodbye. If you want to, but
Sunrise coming on a Saturday, and I'm feeling wrung out again. But no matter what happened, my toe keep a tapping, and I crank it on up to 10. You want me to settle down, just coming around because you ain't no friend of me. I thought I told you one before, but maybe sipping my bottle, let on me.